welcome back to Missy the Mom. I'm so excited that you joined me. Do me a favor before we get started, subscribe and like the video, please. If you have questions, comments, or concerns, also comment them below and I'll be happy to address them, okay? So this video is really fun. We're going to talk about breastfeeding tips, okay? If you are a nursing mom, if you expect to be a nursing mom, this is a video that is for you, okay? So I personally have nursed 5 children. I've had 5 children and I've nursed all of them. I nursed them for about a year each. So it's a very interesting concept, nursing, but it's very easy to do once you get the hang of it, but you definitely do need some assistance in getting the hang of it. So that's what this video is about, okay? So one thing that I want to encourage you to do is I've also included a video that I posted as well. It's actually called What to Expect When You're Expecting, and it just kind of talks about like the physicality expectations from the pregnancy stages of motherhood. So if you would like to watch that one, go ahead and find that one and watch that one too, okay? So obviously, congratulations if you're at this stage or you're planning to be at this stage just because you're expecting a baby or you just had a baby. That is very, very, very exciting, okay? I know that being a mom is a beautiful blessing. Having a child is a beautiful blessing. One thing that we as women want to do a lot of times is nurse our babies, and sometimes that is an interesting concept. It's sometimes tricky. So I just wanted to give you some tips and tricks to breastfeeding, okay? The first thing I want to do is remind you and encourage you to call in reinforcement. If you have access to a lactation consultant, please contact them. Ask them for a consult when you're in the hospital right after you had your child. Ask that nurse, say, hey, can you make sure you get a lactation consultant on consult for me, so that way they can come and they can kind of go over the nursing steps with me. They can help the baby to latch. That's really important to get a really good foundation, so that way with your baby that you have now, because every baby is going to process differently. Some are going to latch differently. Some are going to be easier in one position than another nursing position. So each baby, even if you've done it before, even if you're experienced, please get a consult from a lactation consultant from the hospital when you first start, okay? If you have any questions, any concerns, that is the great opportunity for them to help you. That's their job and they are available, and that's something a lot of people don't know. You're not in this by yourself, okay? Now, one thing I also want to tell you to do when you're starting to nurse is you need to hydrate, okay? You're going to hydrate. So you're going to have a bottle of water next to you. Every time you nurse, if you're in a position, you're going to drink that bottle of water, especially when you start to pump. Every time you're doing a pumping session, you're going to drink that bottle of water, okay? You're going to make sure that you're hydrating. Here's why. Your body is making milk and is pulling it from the resources that are available to it from your body. So if you're not hydrated and you're nursing and your body is creating this milk, it's going to pull this water from somewhere. You don't want it to pull it from your stools, from your skin, from your hair, from your teeth. You want to feed your body, okay? And I know people think when you're pregnant you're eating for 2, but actually your baby is kind of sustaining off of what's available through your umbilical cord. But when you're nursing, your body is literally you're literally eating for 2. You will find that your appetite picks up a lot because you're burning calories so much faster, and so you're going to have to feed your body as well. So this is what I want to tell you. A lot of times people will say, oh, nursing will help you to lose weight. It will help you to lose weight if you're eating well and healthily. It's going to help you gain weight if you're not eating well, because you're going to be eating a lot more often. You're going to be feeling hungrier often. But if you're not feeding your body with good things, then you're going to be eating poorly more often, okay? So it's important, especially if you're concerned about your weight and losing that weight, to just eat a little more healthily, okay? Another thing I wanted to tell you is expect to be tired, especially during the first couple weeks, because of cluster feeding. Guys, it is it's terrible. Your baby is kind of learning, and the baby is just eating and turning your milk from colostrum to the actual breast milk, and it's necessary in order for you to get a full flow and a full supply of milk. However, it is very tiresome and it can be very painful depending on the latch and how often the baby is eating. So another thing you want to do is use your tools and resources. You're going to get you some lanolin. some lanolin cream to put on your nipples, around your nipples, or you can even take some breast milk and rub it on your nipples. That's going to help with healing. It's going to reduce like cracking and soreness from the constant latching and the constant nursing, okay? That's going to help, okay? I also want to tell you, use breast moisturizers and soothers for your breasts. That's okay. Take your precautions. Take precautionary measures to avoid soreness, because it's easier to avoid being sore than it is to try and recover from being sore. Because when you're sore, your baby is still going to be nursing. So try and avoid getting sore to begin with, okay? You might get sore, but let's just try and keep it under, like under 5. If you start getting where your breasts are super sore and it makes it harder to finish your sessions, your nursing sessions, it's just going to be hard. So just try and avoid it. We're just going to be proactive with that, okay? So even when you first get started, even if you're not sore, you're going to use your lanolin, lanolin cream. You're going to use your breast moisturizers. Whatever you need to do some researching and find out some things that are very commonly used that you have access to in your area. But use those resources, okay? And you're also going to use compresses too, or if you're like me and you didn't go out and get compresses initially, not knowing it, get in a hot shower, wrap a hot towel around you, and you're going to use your hand to like self-express, and that's kind of going to help you to keep from getting backed up, especially like if you feel like in the first couple weeks when you're going to be cluster feeding, the more you nurse, the more you make. So it's like a supply demand kind of thing. So you're going to produce as much as you're actually pumping. Your body is going to follow suit with the trends of how much and patterns of how much you're pumping. So sometimes that leads to getting a little full, getting a little engorged, and you're going to use your warm compresses. And if you don't have that, you're going to wrap a hot towel around and you're going to self-express, okay? Pumping is also a good thing that you can do, but pumping does take a lot of time, and sometimes during that first couple weeks while you're cluster feeding, the baby is cluster feeding, it's really tough to morph into the pumping sessions. But we'll talk about that if there are any questions about that. But keep that water going. You don't want to become dehydrated. And also if you do become dehydrated, it can result in a loss of production of milk. So it's not good for you or baby. It's not going to be good, okay? And it also helps with extreme constipation. If you're not hydrating properly, your stools are going to get hard, because I'm telling you, that body is going to pull that water from wherever it has to, okay? So those are things I want to tell you. I also want to tell you, I know that in your local WIC office, you don't have to actually be receiving WIC in order to see a lactation consultant at the WIC offices, but they will actually see you whether you're a client or not. And if you have any questions and you just need like some instruction, they have lactation classes as well. So my sister is big on lactation cookies. I've never used those, but she says that it really helps with the milk supply. So if you start to notice that your milk supply is dwindling and you've been drinking water, you've been pumping, or your baby's been nursing enough, like every 3 to 4 hours you're pumping or breastfeeding, and you notice that your supply is just dwindling, try some lactation cookies and some other lactation supplements. They may help you to produce more milk, okay? And you're going to want to store if you're going back to work, or if you're going to be out of the home at any time, even if it's just for like an appointment. It's good to have a breast pump, an electric breast pump, so that way you have options of producing milk even when you're not there for baby, okay? Another thing I want to tell you is when you first have your baby, if you're expecting to solely nurse, don't give the baby any formula. Do not supplement in the hospital with formula, because what that does is that confuses the baby initially, and it also makes it to where your body is not producing as much milk as it should be, and it's not getting as many signals that it needs to make more milk. So more than likely, if your baby's not nursing and suckling on you, then you're not going to be making what the baby's going to need, okay? So like again, those are patterns that are determined by what you're putting out, okay? So if you can avoid that, then avoid that, and definitely just do a sole nursing experience at the hospital with the baby. that's pretty much all I can think of with the nursing right now. I have a lot of other ideas that I could share with you guys, but I don't know if it will really affect you or not. So if there's any other information you want to know about nursing or tips and tricks about nursing, then let me know. You can comment below and I will share it with you. I'm happy to do that. I do want to say also, usually nursing sessions are no more than about 20 minutes each on each breast, and you want to be consistent. So if you start on one side, then the next feeding you go on the other side. You want to make sure both breasts get love and both breasts get signals that we need to be producing milk, okay? Sometimes you will find that one breast produces more than another. That's okay, but you just want to do it as much consistency as you can. So there are several positions you can try for nursing. Those are not going to be easy for me to describe right here in this video. But Google nursing positions. There's a sideline, there's a football, there's a cradle. There's several different positions, and they usually make them more convenient for the mom. For me, I was a sideline nurser. Like, that was the easiest for me. So most times I was just laying on my side and baby was laying next to me nursing. That was just an easy process for me. So anyway, I certainly hope this video was helpful to you. Like I said, happy nursing to all of you. Nursing, if you might save money on formula, but what you save in money, you spend in time. Nursing is very, very hard work. It requires so much commitment. So if you decided to be a nursing mom, I'm super proud of you. It's a great thing for babies to have nursing opportunities from their mom as opposed to formula, but obviously there are situations that you just can't avoid formula. So I'm not judging you either way, but I'm just encouraging you that if you are a nursing mom, I know that it's hard, I know that it's a lot of work. So congratulations and keep up the good work, okay? So like I said before, I hope you have enjoyed this video. You can comment below if you have any questions, comments, or concern. Please give this video a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. So Missy the Mom is a channel about motherhood, women's empowerment, health and wellness, and beauty. So definitely have a lot of content that's coming. So I want to say thank you